Hey there, guys, and welcome back to Get Going Fast, the place where we're getting into this excellent hobby of AI in a quick and efficient manner, and which you might actually learn something. So today we are going to take a look at a little app that is called SharkBit, and it is a very cool little app that is flying under the radar, where you can it will handle all of your videos that you've created. And then what you can actually do with this stuff is create crops very easily. You can crop, you can trim stuff extremely easy. All I would do here now is click the export cropped videos. It would actually do everything within that box. And like I said, you can move in and out of this stuff, set your times. We're not going to go over every feature in here because you guys can figure it out. It's got a shortcut list that we'll take a look at. But again, just great small footprint app for cropping your videos and editing it, which is great. All the time I need to do something with the video, but then I got to load up like a big app, and then I've got to like do a bunch of stuff, and it takes a ton of time. Typically, a lot of resources, kind of bloated to get a small task done, and here, get it done in just a moment. So we are going to take a look at that. We're going to install it, and as usual, I have a quick installer for you to do that. But before we talk about that, I do want to thank you for liking the channel and subscribing. Guys, really appreciate you being part of the community here, the Get Going Fast community, because we are growing, and it's great. It's getting better and better. There are more and more apps going out there. So you know how like your cat goes out on the back fence at night and it sings for the neighborhood, and people are like, shut up, cat. Well, I think you should join your cat sometime and just be like, hey, everybody, AI is here. It's coming. It's so great. Get going fast. And you might get hit with a boot just like your cat, but you know what? Your cat's endured it, so why not you? I appreciate you for doing that. That is a great way of getting the message out there for people who might not normally hear it. So you're being a communicator. Very cool on you. All right, well, let's push into SharkBit, getting this thing installed, getting it ran, and moving on with our workflows. Yo! All right, so as usual, we're going to pop on over to our browser, and we're going to be looking for this GitHub repository. Of course, GitHub is a place that projects are kept. I want you to notice this by this guy called Point Av, okay? Or Ave or whatever, I don't know. So if you're going to find it, you're probably going to just need to type actually in Point Ave SharkBit GitHub, because if you just type SharkBit GitHub, you're probably not going to find it. Okay, so see, even with Point Ave, we're having a hard time finding it. So let's go over to GitHub itself. Let's follow this one into here. And let's do a search. Let's just go to github.com. And let's do a search for Point Ave. See if we can find. So there we've got a Point Ave. Let's see if that's them. Let's click it. Some of this stuff's difficult to find. Oh, nope. See, this is actually from this person. So let's click users. Oh, this is Point. Oh, this is one of our members here. Point made this. Good job, Point. I know this guy. Good fellow. So we're going to go look for this. You'll find it. Then you're going to click on the SharkBit app. That's funny. Point actually hangs out at Get Going Fast. So did not realize this was his app. It's a very, very good app. Okay. Anyway, we're going to pull here, and we're going to end up installing from here. Now, if you scroll down here, you're going to see he's got a bunch of shortcuts you can use. You can look at that later, okay? But here's the gist of what we're doing. We just want to install this, so we're going to end up git cloning. He's got us creating a virtual environment. Now, notice he's using a Conda virtual environment, and that's because he's using Python 3.12. Now, I'm going to look directly in the camera and speak to you. Do not ever install Python 3.12 onto your system. Don't do it. It'll mess things up. But because we're using Mini Conda, we can actually use 3.12 in our project without actually downloading it. Okay, so that's the benefit of using a Mini Conda thing. So this is actually a really easy install. He's got, if we go up here to the requirements.txt and we click it, you're going to notice there is no torch install. So makes it even easier for us. Okay, so we're not going to have to worry about different versions of torch. It's going to be a really basic download. So we'll go into the command line, and we're going to get this going within just like 5 minutes. Okay, but before we do that, I do want to show you over at getgoingfast.pro. If you type sharkbit.getgoingfast.pro, yo, it will bring you to here, and you can actually just click it there, and it'll install it for you, so you don't have to do any of this stuff. You'll get going, and this is down for prairie dogs, so if you're just a basic member, you can get it. Great app. Okay, and this is Point. I can't believe that's Point. What's up? I always tell him every time he comes up for the live stream, I'm like, hey, he's on point, and he is. So very cool. All right, so what we're going to do is go back to here. Let's open up a command prompt. So click your command prompt thing. It's going to pop up something that looks like this. Okay, not like that. Rather, it's going to pop up something that looks like this. So when we open our command prompt with an administrative prompt, it always opens to our system32 file. So we want to get out of there. I'm going to install it on the D drive. So I'm going to put D and then a colon. Notice it switches me out to the D drive. Okay, yay. I'm going to hit CLS to clear the screen. Now I'm going to go ahead and make a directory. Usually you want to have a directory where all your apps are installed. So maybe you've got one called AI Tools. Okay, a good thing to do. Let's go mkdir. That means make directory. I'm going to go AI-tools. Okay, then I'm going to go CD, which means change directory. I'm going to go AI Tools. All right, so now we're in there. It's a blank directory, but it's good to have a folder that you install all of your stuff into. So now we can go ahead and install this bad boy. So I'm going to go mkdir, make directory. I'm just going to call it SharkBit. So that way now if I was installing Rope, I could create another one called Rope. Or if I was installing Sonic, I would install Sonic. That way I just have it organized. But let's go ahead and hit CD, change directory, SharkBit. We'll go into here. Now this is where we're going to start working from. Notice it's empty. So we're going to just go over to our browser, and we're going to just follow the instructions that he's got here. We're going to grab the git clone command here, highlight it, copy it, pop on back over to our command prompt, and let's just paste it in there. Now what it's doing, hold on, what it's doing here is this. Good Lord. Okay. You can see it's calling the git command. So git pulls our things down from the repository. So we're saying, hey, I want to use the app git. And then we're saying what I want Git to do is to clone some stuff, okay? So I want to clone, and then we're saying what we want it to clone. Okay, this is how we get our repositories down from GitHub. So when we go over here, all these files, how we get that is by using a git clone command. And it's going to go ahead and create another folder called SharkBit. It always creates a folder with whatever's at the end there. So let's go ahead and press enter. It's going to clone in there. It goes meh, and then we type dir so we can see, and notice it created another folder called SharkBit. Okay, so now what we can do is we can go CD, change directory, and get into SharkBit, because this is where all the files are. Okay, so essentially, if you look down here, we created for the sake you don't have to do it this way, but for the sake of organization, we created a folder called AI Tools where we're going to put all our apps. Okay. Then we created a folder called SharkBit to say this is where our SharkBit stuff's going to go. And then we went ahead and we git cloned it, created another SharkBit. So we've got SharkBit with inside SharkBit, but it's like it's fine. Who cares? Okay. So now let's pop back to our browser and look at it's going to have us create the virtual environment. So as always, a virtual environment keeps us from polluting our systems. So when we create a virtual environment, it's like saying you're letting the kids paint on the nice table, but instead of just letting them paint on the wood, you're putting a tarp over it so that any paint that slops gets on the tarp and not the wood. In the same way, we're going to do this with a virtual environment. So we copied that. We're going to paste it in here. Conda is the app. So this is our mini Conda. Okay. So when we type Conda, we're saying, hey, I want you to run Conda. The computer goes, oh, I know Conda. It's this app. But then we have to tell what to do. Well, I want you to create something for us. And it's going to assume that create means a virtual environment. But then we put this dash in. This is a parameter. So we're saying, hi, Conda, I want you to create something. Okay, now I'm going to tell you what the name is. That's what that dash is. It's the now I'm about to tell you is what that means. And then after it, we say SharkBit. Okay, so I'm about to tell you what the name is. The name is SharkBit. Then after this, we're going to say Python equals 3.12. We're going to say we're going to use a certain Python for this, and we're going to use 3.12. With Miniconda, I don't have to have this installed, downloaded on my computer. In fact, I'm looking directly at the camera again. Do not install Python 3.12 on your computer, ever. If you are ever considering doing it, I want you to take this hand, lift it up to your face, and then slap yourself with it. Don't do it, okay? There's no need to it. With Miniconda, it'll break your system. With Miniconda, you can just type Python equals 3.12, and it will get the files you need. Okay, then lastly, it gives this dash. We put this dash Y. It's saying that, hey, listen, I'm going to want you to do this, and just assume that if you're wanting a confirmation from me, I'm just giving you the permission, okay? I'm giving you the rubber stamp just to do it. So let's go ahead and hit enter. It's going to go ahead and create the virtual environment. Now mine's already been created, so it shouldn't take that long, but it's going to go ahead and create it. Okay, creates it. Now, if we go back to our browser, you can see that it says Conda activate, because I could have a tarp for the kids to paint on, but if I don't actually lay it out, it doesn't do any good. I'm like, hey, I went out and I bought a tarp from Walmart, and and the wife's like, well, where is it? They're painting on it. I say, well, it's in the box. I went and got it. It's still in the package. And she's like, why did you get a tarp and not take it out of the package? It's no good in the package. So what we do, likewise, we created a virtual environment. We still have to activate it. So we're going to type Conda activate SharkBit. Now notice we're in the virtual environment. The tarp has been laid. Okay, very cool. Now we'll go to our browser, and notice it wants us to install the requirements. So copy this. This is the last thing we're going to have to do. Oh, actually, there's one other thing we'll have to do, but we'll go back over to our command prompt. Now we're going to paste this in. So what we're doing is we're saying we've got the files. Or actually, before we even do this, okay, I'll show you something. But we were saying we've got the files. We've created the virtual environment. We're in the folder. If we type dir, we're going to see we have a requirements.txt file. And this requirement.txt file is your dependencies. It's the stuff that makes the app run. So we're going to paste it in there, and pip works with Python. It says it's a package installer. So Miniconda and Python are able to work together. We're using a Miniconda virtual environment, but we're going to install the Python stuff into it. So pip stands for the Python package installer, okay? And so we're calling the pip here, saying, hey, I want to use this app pip. Then we're saying I want to install something. And then this dash R is saying, I'm about to tell you where I want you to install from. And the R lets you know it's from a file. So we're saying, I'm going to pip install something from a file, and the name of the file is requirements.txt. So we hit enter. It goes through it, installs it all. Funny, I thought I already had this installed on mine, so whatever. But it's going to install it, and it's done. Now, last thing we want to do, notice it says here, add YPTLT to the SharkBit folder. So last thing we can do is just note this YTDLP. That's YouTube download. So there are functions in here where you can use a YouTube download. What we'll do is go back to our command prompt, and we're just going to type pip install YTDLP. Okay, and the app will use this. Now, it did actually say over here, add it to the SharkBit folder, so we might actually have to go out and download it. If we want to do that, we would go over here. We'd say ytdlp.exe download. Click there. And then we would just go find it. So there it is, ytdlp. We could click it. It would ask us to save it. Like this, and then we would go to where we installed this stuff. We go to our D drive, our AI tools, SharkBit. Okay, and then we just save it there. Okay, so then we actually are. Okay, so then we've installed all of our stuff. Now, if we go back to our browser, got myself a little bit lost here. Okay. Now to run it, okay, all we got to do is run the main.py. Okay, easy. So let's do it. Let's go to command prompt. And let me do this. Now we're in the SharkBit thing. I'm going to type CLS to clear the screen. If you type dir, you're going to see we've got main.py. That py means it's a Python file. So what we're going to do to run that, we're going to type Python main.py. So Python is going to read that file and interpret it for our screen. Notice we're in our SharkBit virtual environment, so it will work. If you just come into here without activating your virtual environment, it will not run. So let's go ahead and go Python main.py, and there we go. Pops up and it'll look like this. Okay, there it is. All right, so hey, there he is. What a handsome fella. All right. Now, it's working. You got it going. So now you just select your folder. You can click there. You grab your videos folder, whichever one you want, and it's going to load them up like that. So now all of a sudden over here, you see I've got a list of different stuff there that I can choose between. I can hit my pause down here. Evidently, I haven't had great luck with the audio on-off thing. Notice, though, if it plays this, it's going to just keep looping over and over and over. But if I hit this loop button, it'll play it, and then it'll move to the next one down below. Okay, so notice you can load some YouTube stuff into here, so you can work on it. You've got themes. I haven't really played with the themes. Oh, holy crap, there we go. So, I want normal. Where do I go back to normal? Oh, well, I guess we're stuck in a purple theme for now. All right, so, I want my normal one back. Where did that go? That one's okay. All right, so you can play around with this. Notice you can actually set your where to start, where to exit, and then you do your cropped videos. So you guys can play around with figuring out you can set your favorite folders. But again, let's say I just want this part of the screener. Probably more likely it would be is I have a video and I want to turn it into something I can turn into a YouTube short. So maybe I do something like that. And then I can just click export cropped video, and it's going to do that. So now if I go over to my output folder, go here, you'll see that it created a folder called cropped, and then I could play it and it will look like this. So as you can see, it chose the crop that I chose very easily, and it exported it out. So that's awesome. That was really easy, really fast. Again, a lot of times if you're going to try to do this, you got to load up an entire application, which has a lot of bloat. So this is a great little app for taking care of that. Really not that difficult to get going, to install. Powerful in what it can do, especially the ability to look at different folders. You can set your favorites on this. I haven't played with some of this stuff. I don't know what the AV1 button does. Figure it out, let me know. But over here, I will show you really quickly. If we go back to our browser here, he's tied in a bunch of shortcuts, so you guys can play with that. Powerful app, guys. This is going to be, I'm guaranteeing that I'm going to use this app a ton, okay? Because all the time I need to crop stuff, and it really is kind of difficult to crop things, or else I have to load such a big app that when I go to export it, I have to wait forever for it to cut through it. And this just uses ffmpeg to just smack down to it. Great app. SharkBit, go check it out. It is flying under the radar at the moment, but I think it's definitely worth it. Go to sharkbit.getgoingfast.pro, yo, and you can also get a quick install here, so you don't have to do any of that stuff you did. And it's got a run thing, so every time you just click run, it'll go. The way that we did it here, you have to activate the virtual environment every time, or create your own bat file. This has got it all taken care of for you. Install it, run it, get going fast. Yo, yo, yo. Just do it. All right. Well, with that note, I'm going to head out of here. It is the summer, so make sure to take a breath, stretch, get the family outside into the sun. sometimes I'm going to take the dogs down to the river, and I think maybe you should do the same thing with yourself after playing with SharkBit a little bit. All right, we'll catch up with you on the other side, and meanwhile, you be good, yo.